In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the extension managers and specifically two tools that we recommend using. One is the freeze drawings and the second one is compare models. So I'm going to jump into Revit and I'm going to take a look at, let's see here, my south elevation and clean it up so that we can use this as a drawing that we may want to freeze. Okay, so the whole purpose of the freeze drawing tool is that many times people would like to take, let's say, this drawing here and save it as a drafting view or a detail, let's say, and then bring that into various other projects. But you don't want to bring in the 3D objects. So if you go to your Add-in tab, Extension Manager, you have a list of different tools here. The two I'm going to focus on in this video are freeze drawings and compare models. If I double click on freeze drawings, a dialog box pops up that gives me the ability to save a current view or selected. In this case, we'll do the current view. And then I have my options here, which will, of course, depend on what that final output is necessary for. So I'm going to simply say OK. And you can see here that it's freezing the drawing and then will tell me go to drafting views to see the drawing. So currently you can see that all of the different model elements here are showing up in our status bar telling us what these are. But if we go to our drafting view, you can see at this point now we have one drawing that can then be exported or saved as rather to a library as a view to be reused in other projects. So it's a very simple tool to use, but has been something that a lot of people have been requesting the software to be able to do in order to disconnect the line drawings from the model. So now let's say that we have this model here, and I'm going to just open a different model. And I'm going to make sure that my masking is turned on in this model. And let's say that I want to compare these two models. And this has come up before. People have asked, how do I, if I have a model that has been archived or has gone through the rollback process and I now need to compare two models because there was some kind of discrepancy, how do I do that? So if I go to my add-ins, Extension Manager, I have the Compare Models tool. And the Compare Models tool will actually run a check on the difference of what's in one project versus the other project. So you will get a report. And this report here will list your general information, your elements. So we can actually go down here to the families and show us that what exists in one, what doesn't exist in the other, parameters. And then we can actually look at this full report, let's say in Excel or Microsoft Word, to do more extensive analysis on what are the differences here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a second to open up in Word. And then what we can do is we know that we have the drafting view that was created in the secondary project here, the one called Work Sharing Project 3. So if I go all the way down to the bottom of this document and we look here at our model groups or our groups, what we're going to do here is let's say we do a find for drafting. So you can see here that we have our drafting views that show, I'm going to close this box, that show up in our secondary project but not in the Google Earth project. This therefore gives you very straightforward information as to what are the differences between two projects.